The Zimmerman verdict, the aftermath. I want to know what the role the Justice Department played in the Zimmerman arrest in the first place. You recall what happened after Trayvon Martin was killed. The police chief, a guy named Lee, decided that there was not probable cause to arrest Zimmerman. And for weeks and weeks, Zimmerman was free and was not arrested. Then the Department of Justice sent operatives from its Community Relations Division, which originally was set up in 1964 to smooth over racial problems, prevent riots, and mediate disputes. They sent in their community relations people not to mediate anything, but to foment stuff. They led a march for the Defenders of the Dream, a civil rights group from Daytona, 40 miles to Sanford. The Department of Justice employee presided over a community meeting at a Baptist church, a black meeting. And at the end of the meeting, they voted that Martin should be, that Zimmerman should be arrested, and that the police chief Lee should resign and his place taken by somebody who would arrest him, and that a special prosecutor be appointed to investigate the case. That was on April 19th. On April 20th, Lee resigned, citing outside political pressure as the reason. And the agenda that was adopted at that church took place. Lee resigned, a new person was put in his place, Zimmerman was arrested, a special prosecutor was appointed, Zimmerman was indicted and put on trial. Now, if the jury had come in with a guilty verdict, you'd have to say, well, maybe there was reason to have tried him. But with him having found not guilty, we need to re-examine the decision to arrest him in the first place and ask, did the Department of Justice intervene to foment community tension to lead to the necessity of an arrest and a trial, huge amounts of money being spent, gigantic national attention on something where the police chief was probably right. There wasn't probable cause in the first place. Now, this is particularly important because the Community Relations Division's mandate is to ameliorate and mediate conflicts, lower tensions, not to raise them. So the question arises, who ordered the community relations people to go to Sanford, Florida, and intervene? Most likely it was Eric Holder. And did he do that in cooperation with President Obama? Was this a political effort to develop a sense of grievance among the African American community so as to motivate a higher turnout in the election of 2012? And was the Justice Department role in this justifiable, or was it acting outside of its mandate, outside of its jurisdiction, certainly, and contrary to the spirit of the Community Relations Division? I hope there are congressional hearings about this, and I think that there may have to be, because I think this constitutes an outrageous intervention by the Justice Department in the actions of a local community. The information about this, by the way, was dredged up by Judicial Watch, a wonderful conservative right-wing group that filed a Freedom of Information request with the Justice Department, and only in response to that request did they admit that they had sent employees in to stimulate the demand for Zimmerman's arrest. Thanks for watching. If you want to learn more about this, I'll be talking about it today on my radio show from 2 to 6. If you're in the Philadelphia region, you could listen on WPHT, Talk Radio 1210. If you're not, you could listen on dickmorris.com. And please call in. I'd love to hear from you and chat with you and get your opinion about this. Thanks a lot.